mostly in his role as Chandler for Friends. It was an apparent drowning. They're going to go through the toxicology report now because, as we do know, Matthew Perry has dealt with alcoholism over the last few years. So we don't know if drugs or alcohol played any part in his drowning, but doesn't really matter. It's the loss of a life. It's another comedy legend. So here at the Comedy Trap House, we couldn't be more sad. And if y'all know Friends, y'all got that reference. So to lighten the news, now that we've gone there, I want to wish my mini-me a happy birthday. A happy 19th birthday to my son. Yeah, that's my kid. Grown, tall, and everything. Just a good-looking son of a guy. I've not had this much swag at any point in my life or total. It's just not been me. So, I mean, the little boy, he's got it. He's doing things, okay? But seriously, Darion, I want to wish you the happiest of birthdays. And I want you to know, this is, people are here watching, but this is between you and me. Listen, you're 19. Life is coming. It's going to move really fast. Things are going to come at you, and you're going to have to figure out how to navigate them. And things are going to go wrong. Things are going to go right. Just remember this, dude. Trust your heart. You're a good dude. Trust your heart and rely on God. Everything else will work itself out. All right. Now that y'all have been in that intimate moment with my son, I just want him to know big things are coming his way. Creation is waiting. Big things. Madonna's back in the news. Back on our feed. Yes. The Material Girl herself is back on feed. And is she back on feed because she has a new album? No. Has she back on her feed because, you know, she's dating someone young enough to be her grandson? This is a weird photo, though. Why? This dude is on a cream soda come up. I'm just letting you know what it is. That is exactly what it is, because Madonna is exactly what I think cream soda would look like if it was a real person. Anyway, no, that is not why she's on our feed. She is on our feed this week because of this. She was out performing, and the crowd got more than they asked for. Get it? Asked for. Madonna apparently decided to pick up Kim K's BBL and throw it on, because this, ma'am, what is this? And now the thing is crazy is Madonna is 64 years old. Ma'am, relax, okay? You can go on tour, put your extra makeup on, get your skin peeled, your muffin cap peeled back blue so that we can tighten your skin. You can do all of that. Do that. But this, the BBL, when you've been flat-assed it your whole life, it don't work. Now, I would say, hey, Madonna, you're 64. Have several seats. But she already beat me to it. Speaking of other crowds, they got more than they bargained for. The Milwaukee Bucks brought in Flavor Flav to sing their national anthem. Yes, that is, they brought in Flavor Flav, yeah, boy himself, to sing the national anthem. Let's just play, we're going to play part of it. We got to play part of the clip, guys. Here you go.
All the land of the free and the home of the brave, of the brave, of the brave.
And he thought he was killing it. Right? Like, you know it, because no one sings the end of a song 3 times unless they think they're killing it. Who at the Milwaukee Bucks thought this was a good idea? Come on, son. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. There is no way you thought Flavor Flav was a good idea. And then here's what happened. The Milwaukee Bucks got blown the fuck out last night. Blown out. Damian Lillard couldn't hit a shot. He was so thrown off all day, he couldn't hit a shot. And they got blown out. You're talking Dame Time and Giannis losing because of this. This was a bad choice. Now, here's the crazy part. Of course, the internet goes crazy. It's gone viral, and everyone's like, oh my God, I got something to say about it. And there were people who actually said he did better than Fergie. Now, stop. Fergie can actually sing, ladies and gentlemen. She can actually sing. Play that clip. Play the clip for him.
That our flag was still there. Oh, say.
All right, my bad. She can sing, guys. She really can. She was trying too hard. She was trying too hard. My ears are still, because if you hear the whole thing, it's when she hits that note, it's the note. Well, it's not really a note. When she just started screaming randomly at the top of her lungs is when I got a little bit of a headache. Just a little smidge of a headache. Now, I see in the chat, what we're not going to do is exactly what you're doing right now. You are giving Flavor Flav a pass because he's not a singer. No, that's exactly what the entire country did for Trump. Oh, well, Trump's not a speaker. He's not a politician, so he can sound terrible, but it's not as terrible. No, Flavor Flav sound horrible. It's fine. It is fine that he sounded bad because he's not a singer. But what we're not going to do is say he did better than someone who could actually sing, because she could sing until that part again. Yeah. Now, let's be honest, guys. The national anthem is not really a song you can wail to. The national anthem is not a song you can get your rocks off to. That's not the song you go audition on The Voice for. Okay, that's it. We got it. We understand that. But there have been people who have done the national anthem right. And so, because I subjected you to Flavor Flav and Fergie screaming at the neighbors to get off of her backyard, we're going to play arguably the best version of the national anthem ever done. And yes, Yeah, boy. And that is the closest Flavor Flav should have ever been to doing the national anthem. Now, speaking of someone who takes center court, new speaker, newly elected after a very long and exhausting process, newly elected Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, is in news. And Mike Johnson is in news already. And if you don't know who Mike Johnson is, he's a House rep and he's from Louisiana. And, you know, he's the one who knows what black people's struggle is like because he raised a black son. And if you look at his family photos, that black son is never in any of the photos. None of them. Now, that is not why we're here. We're not even going to get into that because that is a whole nother thing which is going to take a whole nother episode to even begin to part through the naps of that afro. But he is vowing to send $14.5 billion in aid to Israel. Not part of the military budget, but some additional funds. Now, what's funny is we're dealing with the same Republican Party that has legitimately just held the nation hostage because of the debt ceiling crisis. So they've been holding the nation at hostage by gunpoint, well, not by gunpoint, but by policy point, because they want to change and cut the spending of the federal government. Now, here's what's funny, and we've talked about this before. Voting on increasing the debt ceiling and voting on the budget in the country are two very different things. If you didn't like the budget of the country, you should have dealt with it when we were dealing with the budget, not at the debt ceiling. But they are like, we want deep cuts. And one of the programs that they want to cut first is Title I funding. Now, if you're not sure what Title I funding is, this is what I'm here for. So Title I funding is a federal government program that is sending funds to schools that are in the low income bracket. Okay, so how do they find out which of these schools are in the low income bracket? It's based on the number of kids that are on free and reduced lunch, right? So if you come from any neighborhood that's under that poverty line, your schools probably qualify for Title I. And you can look it up and it'll tell you. Now, here's what's crazy. Title I, there are 56,000, let me find the real, 56,632 schools. 56,000 schools in the United States of America that qualify as Title I schools. That is 90%. 90% of the public education schools, the schools that free education are, you know, your public school kids. I'm one of them. 90% of these schools receive some type of Title I money. Now, Title I is funding to help bring in teachers' aides, other teachers, to bring funding to school for sports, for equipment, for computers, there's so many things that the Title I funding is actually used for to benefit, again, kids in these low income areas. Because remember, schools get their money from the taxes in that area. And we know with redlining, there's a lot of money that never makes it into certain districts, even if it belongs there. And then when you live in these low income areas, most of these homes aren't owned. So they're not even getting property tax money. These monies are going into the apartments. And here's the thing, they don't make the owners of these apartments give back to the schools. We'll deal with that. That's another tax issue. So when we're dealing with this, the total amount of money that is given to the Title I program and funding and granting per year, guess how much? $14 billion. Now, we have a $14 billion program that we must absolutely cut as a House Republican or as a Republican in this country, because you're saying this money is not needed. right? Because your kids get to go to private schools, and because you go to private schools, you do another thing. Or if you go to the public school, it's the public school that's in the middle of the wealthiest neighborhoods in the country. So of course that school's fine. You don't know, so you don't care. But that $14 billion that goes to support this program, that you were willing to hijack the country to make sure to jeopardize our ability to keep our credit rating up, to drop that, you're willing to fight tooth and nail over this $14 billion. But the first day you get into the House, you and the House Republicans go, hey, we can send $14 billion to Israel. That's easy. Not even from the military spending, but from the discretionary spending money, which is the money that would go towards a program like Title I. Now, what's funny is we're saying, hey, we got $14 billion that we can send to Israel. We got $61 billion that we can send to Ukraine to keep their fight up with Russia. Yet when it comes back to dealing with our schools, our kids, and our neighborhoods, all of a sudden, we ain't got no money. I ain't got no ice cream truck money. There's food in the house. So don't believe the hype that our country is in these doldrums of financial times ahead, because the truth is, you spend money on what you want to spend money on, and that's exactly what we're doing. Anyway, I know we've all been hit this week, and you guys have been waiting for me to do it. I'm not going to do it long though, so we're just going to send out our condolences, our love, and high vibrations to the victims of the Lewiston, Maine shooting and the other multiple mass shootings that happened over the weekend. We have a problem in these United States. We'll deal with gun laws and all that other stuff on another episode. You've been hit all week with Hamas, Israel, Palestine, protests, terrorism, national terrorism, domestic terrorism. We're not going to do that to you this week. We're going to send out thoughts and prayers. And that is our time. That's all we're doing today here at Comedy Trap House News. We're going to hop into the chat. Remember, like, subscribe. If you're in the chat right now, like. You're right here. Just like it. We're going to slide over there and see what it is. New system at work. Oh, let me know how it played. Did everything play smooth? Was it choppy a little bit? Let me know in the comments, please. 19. Yes. Richard Mall. Am I?
I think they meant the guy you said died earlier, the Friends guy.
Oh, no. It could be Richard Roundtree who passed this weekend also. But if I don't know who Richard Mall is, please let me know. Wow, he has your total face. No, I think the little boy looks better than me. That's fine. Listen, I'll take that one on the chin. I'll take that on the chin. Where are we at? With the fly Michael Jackson pose and the Michael Jackson socks and loafers. I realized I'm getting older when I don't understand fashion anymore. That's the weird thing. Oh, Richard Mall from Night Court. Dag, he passed too. Bull. We'll send our condolences out to Bull too. How old was he? He was 80 though. So I don't know if there were complications for it, but yeah. Some of you may not know Night Court, and if that's the case, so. But rest in peace, Richard Mall. Condolences to his family. Don't say yourself sure. Oh, well, thank you. You know, I try to be trying. Nah, that boy's flyer than me, and it's okay. Let me fix this collar now that we in there. Thanks, guys, for letting me know my collar was fucked up the whole time. Yeah, she's got a BBL. That's hilarious. Madonna's got a BMW. Listen. I would laugh at that joke, but since I drive one of those, we're not going to disrespect the German engineering. Where we got Flavor Flav did. No, see, we already dealt with that. You can skip lower than that. We dealt with that. I'm not doing that. I've never seen him without a grill. That's hilarious. He took it out for the respect of the flag, you know. He did not do better. Flav, Livingston. No, I'm not letting none of y'all get that off. Where we at? It's a Yelp, not a no. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Let him dig himself out of this because he know he lied. No Flavor Flav. Oh, I can sing. You got to send me an audition tape or something. Listen, I got to audition for every role. You're not just going to get on a national stage and just be like, oh, let's wing it. We can debate the Whitney and Marvin thing. It's going to be a personal preference. Marvin saying that, well, you've never seen the audience erupt into applaud, to clap along to the national anthem. It's just never happened. Not even with Whitney. We were wowed by Whitney. Marvin pulled everyone in. Somebody got head in the bathroom because of Marvin's national anthem. All right? Where we at? My Johnson is black. All right. Moving on. So, cutting the funds. Get your comments ready. Oh. I got that now. Shaft did pass away, Richard Roundtree. I'm late. You think Francis won? Francis? Clarify that before we slide out of here. Who's Francis? How's the 2024 campaign for prayers going? I'm waiting to see if I have a chance to run, okay? I'm waiting to see if Biden actually makes it to Super Tuesday or not. I don't think he is, personally, to be honest. And I know we were supposed to put the vice president in. I'll run against Kamala. But you best believe I'll run against Kamala and RFK and do numbers. But I'm going to lose Trump. Let's be honest. There's not many people that's going to beat him. And that is terrifying for the prospect of the world. Terrifying. Oh, so this is what I'm going to say about the Fury and Nagano fight. If you watched it, it was close, right? That knockdown did happen, but apparently Fury falls all the time. Fury outboxed him. Francis had bigger moments, and I don't think he had enough bigger moments. Again, people are like, you don't take the title from the champ unless the champ is beaten. And that was too close of a fight for Fury to have been beaten. That's what my belief is. Francis did way better than I thought he would, to be completely honest. But in the realms of a boxing match, Fury boxed better. Francis just had the bigger moments. Francis did not win. Yeah. I saw what Dion said about the O-line. We knew that. Week 1 and week 2 and the repeated weeks that O-line did nothing. Like, he's got his son cooking on a skillet every time he snaps that ball back. So, yeah, you got to do something. But here's the thing. They can't do it this year. There's clearly nobody in-house that's better for them to improve that O-line. All right? So then what are you looking at? You're looking at either a couple of year building process, or Dion's going to really have to work that transfer portal again. I'm expecting him to work the transfer portal again. I'm also expecting his son to stay another year. And here's why. I think Shedeur stays another year. I think Caleb Williams is the outright #1 pick this year. Unless something tragically happens, he's the #1 outright pick. Then he's going to be the #1 quarterback. At this point, Shedeur will probably be like a 2nd round pick. Even though he's shown that he should be the 2nd quarterback, he's going to be a 2nd round pick, maybe a 3rd round pick. I think he stays another year. I think they figure out how to fix that O-line, like I said, through the transfer portal and hopefully a couple 5-star recruits to build that. They also got to fix that D-line. Let's be honest. They are losing in the trenches. They have the skill players. They absolutely have the skill players to compete on a much higher level than an unranked national team right now. But if they don't fix the O-line and D-line, there's nothing they can do. Shiloh. Shiloh's got time. He's like, Shiloh's young and dumb. And I think what's interesting is Shedeur doesn't have to follow Deion's legacy, right? Shedeur is a quarterback. So whatever he carves out as a quarterback will be his own legacy. Being a DB and having to follow, which is arguably one of the best DBs we've had in NFL history, that's a much harder role to follow. And I think there's a lot of mental gymnastics that has to happen. I don't see either of them coming out this year. I see them both staying. I see them both improving. And I see Shedeur competing for the Heisman next year and probably going in the top 3 to 5 picks in the NFL. That's what I got, guys. Any more questions? Anybody want to throw a super chat in there while we're talking? Make sure you get the likes up because it's a bunch of y'all in here. So like the video, please. Someone redacted their message already? Shiloh is a senior, might have. Yeah, he should have 1 more year of eligibility, and that's fine. He's 1 more year of eligibility. He can play 5. He's just got to show a lot of improvement. And I think, again, it's mental. It's a lot of mental improvement he's going to have to do. And maybe he doesn't have it. And maybe he's not his dad. And again, that doesn't make him a bad player. He might go somewhere. He might be on someone's punt coverage, kick coverage team. He may make a practice squad. Guess what? That's successful, ladies and gentlemen. You know how many people can even do that? Less than 2% of the people who ever play ball. So it's fine. Where are we at? Finally catching it live. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that, Dwayne. I say arguably because people will argue there are other DBs that are better. I don't disagree with you. That's all I'm going to say.
Thursdays.
I'm sorry, where are we at?
I'm just saying Thursdays. Talking about the show. They want to talk sports.
Oh, yes. Thursday was where we really get into sports. So let's do that. Let's save that. Yeah, because it looked like we're about to go into a whole sports hole. So on Thursday, make sure you come watch us at I Bet, okay? Where it's going to be all of us and we actually talk beyond sports betting. We'll talk about this same stuff. So bring those questions, bring those comments, and we'll do it there. Anyway.
Marvin ain't got on no pants, y'all.
Anyway, that is our time at Comedy Trap House News.
Show him the rest of the suit.
Why I gotta do for what?
Show him the rest of the suit.
Stand up. Show them what you are doing.
That is our time.